spoilers.
Halloween.
So Michael Myers doesn't die.
Well, I don't know if you can really say that. Okay. Let's not
really
talk about the
argue
end yet.
that?
He is burning in a fire in a house, and you don't know what happens.
And he's breathing at the end.
It ends inconspicuously.
With him breathing.
The end credits scene, you hear breathing. Obviously, his fate is on how well this movie does financially.
Either way, though, it's so
that's
inconspicuous that you can't say 100% that he's dead,
Yeah,
and you can't say he's
alive.
100% alive. But you can honestly argue more that he's alive just because of two major things: you don't see his body, melt or turn to ash, and you hear breathing at the end. So that's two signs right there that he's alive. And if they're gonna kill him, like I keep saying, it's gonna be obvious. That's why if they would have had them like chop his head off or shoot him 1,000 times in the face. Yeah. Then you could say he's dead, but the way they did this, it cuts off and it just cuts off fast with the theme. And when that happened, like this kid literally, he's still alive.
Yeah, but there's a lot of other things to talk about in this movie. So Michael Myers, honestly,
talk about the death scenes.
Yeah, so Michael Myers basically, the beginning of the scene, they show him the mask, and I like how in the insane asylum all these
everyone
crazy
was
people
like freaking out around and like yelling.
Well, all these crazy people have their little squares, and you say, do not go in these squares because they can reach you. But Michael Myers has been there for 40 years, hasn't said a word.
Hasn't spoke to his psychiatrist for 40 years.
Yeah, and these
since
guys
he was there from 1978.
And these guys come out and show he doesn't even turn around. And he shows a mask, and did his hands like start moving a little bit?
I think.
Did he almost turn around when he pulled out the mask?
Yeah, that was him.
So he actually almost turned around to the mask, and everyone else, all the other crazy people, are freaking out. Yeah. The dog's barking, and it's just such a formidable force, and everyone just knows it. And I mean, eventually, let's just get to when he breaks out because he breaks out.
Finally, he breaks out, and the killing spree begins.
Well, actually, before that. You get.
We'll talk about the negatives before.
No. You get into the. After. You get to see the main character Laurie in this absolute lockdown mode. Has these huge fences with gates and
like
every window
hiding
boarded.
Space underground under her house.
The doors are locked up. She's got guns ready to go.
Practice shooting.
Yeah, she is ready to kill Michael and is very scarred from this experience.
You can tell that she's mentally scarred.
Yeah.
And she's just broken down. And like her daughter, she had tried to train too much, and the CIA or something, or child care or whatever, came and took her away from her.
She was preparing her just in case this happened.
And she was just going a little bit overboard. And you can just kind of tell there's a rift between her and her daughter. And then her daughter had a daughter. And those are the three main girls of this film. Yeah. Even though really, I didn't really need to see the other two. Yeah. Sorry, they didn't need to be in it. Yeah, they really did not need to be in it. She could have had a daughter, but the daughter did not need to have a daughter herself.
Yeah, she really didn't have a role
honestly,
in this movie.
I just thought about that. So Laurie's daughter, I understand that. You could have, she's like a grandma type age in this movie.
Yeah.
She can have a daughter, but the daughter's daughter is so, now that I think about it, so worthless to the storyline because Michael doesn't give an F about her. Like, literally, Michael is in the back seat with her, and he chooses to kill the driver, and he gets his mask back, and we'll talk about the deaths in a second, and he sees the girl get out of the car, and she runs off into the dark woods, which is, for any murderer, that's an invitation to go kill someone in the middle of the woods, and the fact that he just said, "What are you doing? F that," and just decided to go somewhere else, there might be a connection there, that's one of my final points. The fact that he didn't kill her, and he might have said something to her off screen. There's something there. I think I'll talk about at the end.
Well, I remember one cool scene with her, the actual girl character. She's in class.
Oh yeah.
The girl, and she is in class, and she looks out the window, and it's an absolute callback to the original when she looks out the window and sees Laurie out there.
Out in that spot. I thought that,
instead of Michael Myers, in the original, Laurie looks out and sees Michael Myers. I love how they twisted that.
So let's go into the kills. So the first kill, which was honestly the most shocking in my opinion, was you see this father and a boy, which the conversation they were having, I was hoping didn't keep going, which I thought I was hearing. But besides that had nothing to do with it. They stop and actually at first I thought that was gonna be their car was gonna wreck into the bus, and that's how they escaped. But the bus had already crashed randomly, and there's a bunch of insane patients walking around the streets. And the father gets out and just gets killed. You don't see him again. And then the 10-year-old, 11-year-old boy walks out of the car with a gun because he had said they were hunting. and he looks around, and finally he's like on the bus, and he shoots his psychiatrist on the bus on accident, and he runs back into his car, and when he gets into his car, Michael's in the back seat, and he literally kills him. He strangles him and hits him against the glass brutally for a kill on a kid. That's even just being strangled is brutal, but that was brutal.
The fact that he killed a kid, that was very shocking. I mean, it's realistic to the character. He's insane. He kills people.
And honestly,
it was shocking.
I don't ever see anyone die, but it kind of adds to the element, like, he's going to kill anyone that he wants to kill. He's a psycho. And you got to think, he's been locked inside of a cell for 40 years.
Yeah.
And I'm not justifying what he's doing, but I'm just saying that he's been all that pent up insaneness.
Well, especially, he's been that long.
Yeah, so
Michael is walking, and he just keeps going, and he eventually gets to a gas station type thing, or a car repair shop, and he goes and he kills a couple people, and you see, it's kind of off screen. You see him punching someone, but then you see the aftermath of two people. Someone's jaws are ripped open.
You got the guy's pants.
Yeah, in the aftermath, he gets someone's clothes, but then the one girl is in the bathroom, and he comes in and is opening each stall, and then he is about to kill her.
It sounds
she tries to get out there, he almost kills her, then the guy comes in and hits him in the face with a crowbar, shakes it off.
Like nothing.
And then he just kills both of them brutally.
The guy, you want to say, he slams his head against like 4 walls in the door, and he's like, he's alive, but he's just dead. His head was completely just broken in.
Yeah, that's why. And after that scene, I was like, this effing guy. I mean, I was like, because Michael Myers is a cool character. I know there's some people that go to these movies that really, but I was like, okay, I really hate Michael now. But he goes outside and gets his mask back, and
did you say he strangled the girl?
Okay.
So he strangled the girl. The two guys that were like the two. I guess, like, podcast guys. And I thought they were going to stick around the whole time, because I thought they were going to be following him around. So when they got killed off, I'm like, wow.
I know, that was really weird. But I do remember the mask in the trunk in the trailer I'm about to put on, and he puts on the mask, and it's a boss scene.
A major boss scene, the music, and he takes his moment.
Because it's like, he's putting his mask on for the first time in 40 years, and they paid respect to it. I was like, that's the first time he puts on the mask where he kills everyone. Like, from the 40 years, like, that was a big moment.
Then it gets right into Halloween night. The music starts to play. The kid, that honestly, it was better in the first one when the kid bumps into him. The music was like just louder when you first see him like grab the kid by the shoulders. You hear the same sound in this one, but it was like quiet. If they would have done like the same loud, like, I don't know what the sound is, but you guys know what I'm talking about. It's this scene right here, and just the way that if they would have done it a little louder, that would have been cool. But then it just goes into a really cool one shot where he gets the hammer, kills a lady. Then gets a knife out of the kitchen, and this scene here was where I'm a Michael fan, but he has a knife and he's walking out of the house, and I heard a baby, and the second I heard the baby, I'm like, oh God, don't tell me that he's gonna kill this baby. That is just terrible. And he even stops and looks down at the baby, and he just gets, and I'm like, this is it, and he walks out because he's like, okay, let's just go somewhere else.
Yeah, that is the thing about I guess the camera might change a couple times, but especially that time where he's just going down houses killing people. It's like a continuous shot. He looks at someone in the window. He walks all the way around, and you don't see him for a second.
That
he comes in, kills someone. He kills someone inconspicuously, then goes around. He has the hammer, then he picks it up for a weapon, then he kills someone else.
Yeah, he grabs a lady by her ponytail and just stabbed the knife through her neck, which that might have been the bloodiest. You saw that in one shot, like it didn't cut away, like you saw that. There's a couple that you kind of see, but that's honestly one of the only only one of the kills that you see play out right in front of your eyes with no cutaway. Because usually it cuts away as it's going on. Okay, so it's the girl you see in the trailer that's saying that the little boy is asking her to close the closet. It's that girl there. She has a boyfriend that comes over, and I already knew the boyfriend was gonna die. And you don't even see that one. That one's off screen. You see him say like, I'm gonna go save her, and he grabs a knife, and then the next time you see him, he's up on a wall, which is really reminiscent to the first one.
Yeah.
Which this one was just such a cool, like, just the way that looked. The first one, it's different, but you don't see it happen. But the girl, he misses stabbing her when she opens the closet door, and she tries to run away, and she slips kind of over the top. I don't know why that seems a little over the top, but then he grabbed her, pulled her back in. And at that moment when she ran away, I'm like, she's gonna get away, but she gets killed off like that. She gets stabbed. You don't see that one really, but
There's the more realistic thing about this movie. It's like a lot of people, they don't get away. It's like more realistic.
yeah, exactly. Because
That's the
yeah,
thing.
a girl like that. I mean, nothing against it. Just a murderer like that, you're not gonna get away.
He's done this so much. He's like, but
Yeah.
the thing about the scene is there's a little kid in there,
Yes.
and right when Michael Myers pops out, first of all,
This is the only negative.
when he comes down the stairs and says, "I see the boogeyman outside my door," and he comes down the stairs and he's like facing this way, and he's behind him upstairs. He has his back turned. If I see Michael Myers, I mean any tall figure outside of my room, I am going to be out of the effing house. I'm going to move to a different state. But the fact that he saw that and he comes down, and then he goes back up, and when Michael Myers attacks, he's like, "Oh crap," and runs out. It was stupid.
Yeah,
It's not funny.
you're not supposed to be laughing about that. It's literally a murder, and he does kill the girl and the boy that were in the house.
It wasn't
The
funny.
little boy, yeah, it's not supposed to be funny.
It was
But
kind of
do you
insulting.
realize that little boy literally walked past Michael? If he's outside his door, and he ran down
on
the
the
stairs.
Was he on the bed?
Well, if he was in the bed and Michael's outside his door, he had to literally
I
run
know,
past
yeah,
him.
that's what I was saying.
So Michael was probably like, he literally ran past Michael.
You know what? So this
That's
is
ridiculous
basically,
in itself.
Yeah.
That's the only actor. That's the only nothing against him. He's only doing what he was told to do.
yeah, it's nothing about
But
that actor.
It's literally that's the only person that felt out of place. Like
Because of what he
it's
did.
so unrealistic. Besides one other moment in the movie which a character does something that I don't think they would have done. That's the only out of context, like doesn't make sense scene of the entire movie, and it's so small it's not enough to lower my score.
Because I forgot about it.
But that's the only stupid part of the movie. And let's kind of try to get to the next two deaths really quick.
Yeah.
So basically, there's another boy character that's kind of a friend of Laurie's daughter's daughter, and she's walking home with him, and he thinks that there's like another kind of relationship which no one cares about. He tries to kiss her, and she's like, "No, I don't like you," and she's walking away. And she climbs over a fence, and he's kind of like drunk, and he's sitting there. And this is actually a really cool part of the movie, which was totally new. There's lights that trigger when you walk near him when it's dark out. The light came on, and Michael's standing far away, and he's like, he thinks it's the guy who lives there, and he's like, "Sorry, I didn't mean to trespass or anything." And it's literally just Michael just sitting there listening to this kid. And this is what you just said he plays with before he kills.
Yeah, he likes
and
it.
So the lights go out, and then he's gone. And then he sees him again, and then the kid's like, "You're acting really sketchy, mister," or whatever. And then the light goes off again, and then he gets chased after he gets stabbed, kinda. And he's trying to climb up this one of those like fences that had the sharp things on top, and he gets killed, and he gets stabbed through the back, and his head goes through the pole, which is really brutal. But then that's where Allison, I guess her name's Allison, came back and saw. That's this shot. I saw it because I was in a good seat. But as this scene happened, someone literally walked up the stairs and blocked Kenny from seeing. But this is where the twist in the new version of the song was just awesome. He walks into the light, and it's just such a boss shot. And after that, I guess let's just talk about this the one twist that happens, then you can say what happens to him, and then we just get to the end.
Well, I mean, just a cop and the psychiatrist, the new psychiatrist, are driving a car, and the Laurie's daughter's in the back seat.
Allison.
And they see Michael Myers, and he's like, there he is, and the cop freaking runs him over, and that was very, like...
That was kind of weird. I don't know why Michael was purposely walking like that.
Well, I mean, I guess if the car was probably really close and was going, I think he would try to get out of there, but... I mean, he's a psycho, but the thing about it is, I don't really know if that was smart to run him over. I mean, that could have been just an innocent person, but anyway, we're going way too long. But he runs him over, and then he hits him, and then they go out, and he's like, the psychiatrist's like, "Wait, no, leave him," and he's like, "No, I'm going to shoot his friggin' face in," because he's like, he wants to kill this guy. He wants to make sure he's dead. The psychiatrist stabs the cop and says, "No, I want him alive," and...
I want him to actually meet Laurie and see if he actually talks, because that's what we kind of agree with, was that the psychiatrist was almost going insane himself because he's been working with Michael for almost 40 years and he's never got him to say one single word. And I think it's part. It's like that's his job. Is he helps people that are sick.
He's supposed to figure out what's wrong.
He can't figure out what's wrong with him. He can't get him to talk, and he thinks there's a chance to cure him, even though there doesn't give him a right to kill someone. But he thinks that cop was going to kill him So he basically killed him just to save him. But then the only part that was really stupid about that was when he takes Michael's mask and puts it on himself. And I'm like, for a second, I got mad because I'm like, do not tell me that he is going to be Michael now for the rest of this movie. Because that's like, that would totally have ruined everything. Because it just ruins everything. Because Laurie doesn't care about him. It's Michael that tried to kill him.
For a second I thought they were gonna say they were gonna say like just whoever has the mask on is just Michael.
Yeah.
I was like,
no.
And he said, I was so mad. I was about to give this like a freaking 1 out of 10.
And like you said, he's about trying to figure out like how he feels, like why he does this.
Which
and
was interesting.
Yeah, and when he killed the cop, he said, so that's what it feels like. Maybe trying to get like a closer insight on him, and. So basically, after that happens, he drives him all the way to where Laurie's house is in the woods, and there's a funny scene with the cops there. We won't talk about that now. And basically, Michael wakes up, and Allison's right next to him in the backseat of the cop car, and he like I said before, he doesn't even care about her. He breaks through the thing in the cop car that separates, pushes him against the steering wheel.
I don't know.
And he pulls him out. And you want to say how he dies?
I mean, I just don't think he would be able to. He kicked through the freaking, like, back seat of a cop car, kicked the seat into the steering wheel. But, yeah, he gets out, and he drags his body out, and the guy's still alive, and he says, say something.
He finally says say something because he wants him to talk.
Steps on him.
And Michael literally smashes his face in like a watermelon.
I don't know how realistic it is, but then he takes the...
I don't think a head would do that.
No, he already had the mask on, but... And then he reclaims his title, but then that's when the girl runs off.
He finally gets his mask on again, even though there's already a boss scene with giving him a mask on again. He gets his mask on again.
So they go back to the house, and Laurie's daughter goes and tells her to go in the secret passageway, and the secret passageway into the house. Michael's coming in. She sees him outside, then some stuff happens. He breaks through the window. She shoots his fingers off.
Yeah.
And
that's the first blood is drawn.
Yeah, and she thinks... Then she goes down in the basement again, and... No, she then...
No, she does go downstairs.
Yeah.
And she
allows him... She kind of lets him get in the house and hide, and then she doesn't know where he is. But I didn't understand that. But when she's going through the rooms, she doesn't know where she is. Yeah, it's really cool where when she's done looking at a room, she clicks a button, and a
shuts that room
door
off.
comes down.
Yeah.
So she knows he's not in there.
Or if he is, and then he's trapped in there.
Yeah, and... Then, well, actually, she searched the whole room, so she knows he's not in there, and he can't sneak around from room to room because she's closing him off. Eventually, gets to one room, and with a bunch of mannequins.
It's a little mannequins. I don't know if Michael picked those up and set them up like that. Finally comes out, and then confrontation begins, and they have a little bit of a fight. Yeah,
and they kind of throw some punches back. And
Michael's basically kicking her butt a little bit for the point. Yeah, that scene there.
And that makes sense though, because this guy's a freaking monster, but. He throws her out the window, and he looks out.
She falls off the deck.
Yeah.
Similar to, not the same way.
No
one can fall like this. But not like that, but she falls right into the ground. And as Michael looks down and sees her, Allison shows up, Laurie's daughter's daughter, and he turns around when he hears someone say, "Are you here?" And then he turns back around
and she's gone. This is definitely one of the best scenes in the movie because it's just amazing. He gets her, he flips her off on the roof, and he looks away, and he looks back, and she's gone. Like that was one of the best scenes in this movie. And did you realize
when finally he goes back downstairs and that he finally, after a little bit of a struggle, he manages to push this like island off the ground to find the hole underground. I don't know how he would have known that. I guess it's where he shot through the ground, and he knew there was something down there. But,
true.
But he opens it up, and Laurie's daughter's acting like she is afraid she can't shoot, and then he steps out, and she was like all under control, which I think she was actually freaking out. I don't know. That was just kind of out of character, in my opinion. I think she was. I don't think she would have been that confident.
Made no sense,
and she's never. Yeah, that was just kind of stupid, in my opinion. But she literally shoots him in the face. I'm pretty sure. Maybe on his shoulder. I thought it got his face on the side.
It was the face.
And somehow, I thought, okay, he's dead. And then Laurie steps out behind him. Did you realize this was a callback to the first? Remember when she's there and you see his face come out of the dark room? Her face comes out of the dark room, and she hits him. Out of all the weapons that she had. She stabbed him with a knife, which if she had a gun, she could have popped his head there. And instead, she had a knife, and she stabbed him in the shoulder.
A double-barrel shotgun could have blew his head right off.
So he gets shot in the face by Laurie's daughter. Then Laurie hits him in the face with a. Yeah, she hits him in the face with a pan which is pretty stupid of all the weapons she had, that she chooses a pan to hit him in the face, and he falls down the stairs, and Laurie's daughter and her daughter Allison try to run up the stairs. It's really cool seeing his body just jolts up like he's still alive. He grabs the youngest daughter's legs and she's trying to pull her back down the stairs. And this just shows how like literally unkillable Michael is. He's getting hit in the face by a pan. He got shot again in the shoulder. The youngest daughter is stabbing him in the hand. I think they cut his hand off, or they cut his hand.
They blew his fingers
He's
off.
still holding on to her like ankle, and finally they're able to pull her up, and they cut like. I thought they were gonna have him like start climbing up, and those knives were gonna cut him in half.
Yeah, no, I
thought those were knives, and so basically the knives cover the area that they went underground to underneath the house, and he's trapped. And they say it wasn't a room. It was it was a trap, and they trapped him down there. And there was gasoline and stuff that was in oil that was spilling out into the ground down there. And she lights like a firework, some kind of like flare, and it almost doesn't go down there at first.
Yeah, and they look down, and the fire's gathering behind him, and he has a really ominous.
And he's
look.
not. Yes.
But he's looking at him.
I thought he was smiling.
But like he's looking at Laurie, like, and it's just like you can't really tell if. Because like he just has no emotion.
With the mask
so
on,
you can't tell what he's thinking. So you don't know if he's like, "Did you finally got me?" Or it's like it just seems like he's just not even phased. Like he's just unstoppable. It's like you can do anything, but I'm not stopping. It's like he's just I don't know.
That's why I know. When the fire started to fill up the downstairs room, they all look down at him. He's just staring back at him, like, okay, you think this is gonna kill me? Like almost like I wish you could almost have like heard like a laugh. Like you don't hear like Predator as they're walking out or as they're driving away, they hear like a laugh because like they know that he's not that he's like this is your big like plan like this is how you're gonna. He walks out of the
house like Tom Hanks and he goes.
Well, they could have done that. Then they show him again. They show that same shot where you saw his face and he's gone. You don't see his body.
Burning. Yeah, you don't see him.
And he's not there, so he's either probably like, okay, it's getting hot down here. I gotta find a way out of here. So thanks for watching this spoilers discussion.
If you made it to the end of this video,
let us know.
Thank you.
Let us know down in the comments if you agree with me that he's alive or if you agree with Kenny that he's not alive.
They can't comment live.
So thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.